Hare Krishna to all Vaishnavas. Welcome to today's cyber class. Today we shall be discussing Shloka 17, and I intend to take a couple of shlokas under Canto 3, entitled The Status Quo, Chapter 19, entitled The Killing of the Demon Hiranyaksha. So we'll start with the bhajan. Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Jai Girvaradhari Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavat Yuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishthiki. Hari Om Tat Sat. So, dear Vaishnav Thakurs, please recite the shlokas, the synonym and translation along with me. So, we will start with Shloka 17 of chapter 19, Canto 3. Atho ruddha srijanmayam yogamayeshware harau yam vilokya prajastrasta meniresyopa samyamam. Atho ruddha srijanmayam yogamayeshware harau yam vilokya prajastrasta मेनीरेस्योपसंयमम् अथो रुद्धो सृजन्मायां योगमायेश्वरे हरौ यां विलोक्य प्रजास्त्रस्ता मेनिरेस्योपसंयमम्. Synonyms. Atha, then. Uruddha, in many ways. Asrajat, he cast. Mayam, conjuring tricks. Yogamaya, Ishware, the Lord of Yogamaya. Harau, at Hari. Yam, which. Vilokya, after seeing. Prajaha, the people. Trastaha, fearful. Minire, thought. Asya, of this universe. Upasamyamam, the dissolution. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The demon, however, employed many conjuring tricks against the personality of Godhead, who is the Lord of Yogamaya. At the sight of this, the people were filled with alarm and thought that the dissolution of the universe was near. So I'll recite or I will read the purport also. I will take a couple of shlokas and then we will start the discussion. Okay. So purport. The fighting enjoyment of the Supreme Lord with his devotee who had been converted into a demon appeared severe enough to bring about the dissolution of the universe. This is the greatness of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even the wavering of his little finger appears to be a great and very dangerous movement in the eyes of the inhabitants of the universe. So we'll go to the next shloka, shloka 18. Pravavurvayavaschandastamaha pamsavamairayan Digbhyo nepeturgravanaha shepanai prahitaiva. Translation. Fierce winds began to blow from all directions, spreading darkness, occasioned by dust and hailstorms. Stones came in volleys Hare Krishna, from every corner, as if thrown by machine guns. Next shloka. Shloka 19. Dhyornashta bhagana bhraughai savidyut stanayetnobhiha varshadbhiha puyakesha shrag Vinamutrasthini cha sakrat. Translation. The luminaries in the outer space disappeared due to the skies being overcast with masses of clouds which were accompanied by lightning and thunder. The sky rained pus, hair, blood, stool, urine and bones. Shloka 20. Girayaha pratyadrishyanta nana yuddhamacho nagha digvasaso yatu dhanyaha shulinyo mukta murdhaja. Translation. O sinless Vidura, mountains discharged weapons of various kinds and naked demonesses armed with tridents appeared with their hair hanging loose. Shloka 21. Bahubhiryaksharakshobhiha patyashvaratha kunjaraih atatayi bhirutsrishta himsravachoti vaishasa. Translation. Cruel and savage slogans were uttered by hosts of ruffian yakshas and rakshasas, who all either marched on foot or rode on horses, elephants, or chariots. Shloka 22. Okay, so this is with the purport. So this is the last shloka I'll take. So we effectually took from shloka 17 onwards to 22, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 6 shlokas. Pradushkritanam mayanam asurinam vinashayat sudarshanastram bhagavan prayuktadaitam tripat. Synonyms: Pradushkritanam, displayed; Mayanam, the magical forces; Asurinam, displayed by the demon; Vinashaya, desiring to destroy; Sudarshanastram, the Sudarshana weapon; Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead; Prayunkta, through; Daitam, beloved; Tripat, the enjoyer of all sacrifices. Translation by His Divine Grace. The Lord, the personal enjoyer of all sacrifices, now discharged His beloved Sudarshana, which was capable of dispersing the magical forces displayed by the demon. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Even famous yogis and demons can sometimes enact very magical feats by their mystic power. But in the presence of Sudarshana Chakra, when it is let loose by the Lord, all such magical jugglery is dispersed. The instance of the quarrel between Durvasa Muni and Maharaja Ambarisha is a practical example in this matter. Durvasa Muni wanted to display many magical wonders, but when the Sudarshana Chakra appeared, Durvasa himself was afraid and fled to various planets for his personal protection. The Lord is described here as Tripat, which means that he is the enjoyer of 3 kinds of sacrifices. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord confirms he is the beneficiary enjoyer of all sacrifices, penances, and austerities. The Lord is the enjoyer of 3 kinds of yajna. As further described in Bhagavad Gita, there are sacrifices of goods, sacrifices of meditation, and sacrifices of philosophical speculation. Those on the path of Jnana, Yoga, and Karma all have to come in the end to the Supreme Lord, because Vasudevaha Sarvamiti. The Supreme Lord is the ultimate enjoyer of everything. That is the perfection of all sacrifice. Om Agnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshunmalitam Yenam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalan Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namasate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusate Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namacharya Srimate Acharya Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Acharya Padaya Swami Niti Namine Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayane Gaur Katha Damadaya Nagargama Tarine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatharine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hari Om Tat Sat. So Hare Krishna Vaishnavas, welcome. So we are in the midst of fight between Lord Varaha and the demon Hiranyaksha. So various weapons or various illusions are being employed but by demon Hiranyaksha against his opponent, who he is overwhelmed with, whom he is surprised with, that there is an opponent who is actually or much stronger than him. So now slowly we see fear trickling. How do we know fear is overcoming? Because now he is employing not weapons, from Shloka 17 onwards unto Shloka 22, we see that he is now employing illusion. Why would one resort to something mystic yogi? I should say mysticism. I shouldn't really call it yogi, but mysticism, illusion. It's because when an opponent is stronger to you and you want to defeat them somehow or the other, now the weapons, the gross, which are tangible weapons, are not working. He used the club, he used the trident, it's not working. He was trying to beat up Lord, hit the Lord with his own bodily strength, it is not working. Now he's resorting to subtle means. So the gross means is not working, subtle comes in, the illusion. A few classes back, we talked about different kind of the mystic processes, or the mystic yogis, the siddhis that they use, the yogi siddhi. So we said there are 18 kinds, 8 are primary and the remaining 18 are secondary, and they are of the origin of the material world, right? So eight origin is from the spiritual world, right? Even Lord says that even out of the 8 siddhis, the anima, mahima, laghima, prapti, prakamya, kama vasayita, there's one more. So out of these 8 siddhis, people are not able to completely, Ishita Vashita. So that's the 8th one. They are not able to completely become perfect in it. So perfectionists, they're not able to do it of the material origin when you're using the matter. And out of the 10 secondary kind of siddhis, most of the siddhis, can be only invoked if one is in the state of mode of goodness, in the Shuddha platform, the Sato Guna platform. But if you see, when you say there is this tantra, mantras and all these black magic going, right? But what are they using? They are using Vedic scriptures to invoke the siddhis. So normally Vedic scriptures are supposed to, so in the 11th canto, Lord Krishna has informed our Uddhava, the devotee Uddhava, that look, at the end, what is the Vedic, what is the action required from studying Vedas? It's bhakti, okay? And what is the means and the object of getting from the Vedas? Who's the object? That is me. I'm to be known from the Vedas, right? So we even have it in 15.15. I am the source of the Vedas and I am to be known from the Vedas. So everybody knows the shloka, Sarvasya Chaham Hridhi Sannivishto. So now the illusion is being employed by demon Hiranyaksha. Now, the extent of his illusion is he started employing the yakshas and the rakshasas. Come and help me, right? And you can see from the description, from the translation, what kind of appearance these demonesses or demons they have. It is very, very repelling and horrible and scary. So not only repelling, it's also very scary, right? So we have seen scary movies, something like that. When we go travel sometimes, and especially kids from Middle East, and suddenly you go to a place in India, and then you travel to different places, and then you see poor people. It is not a very, the kids, they find it very fearful. Like they said, oh my God, they are like, they don't act like normal people. They're poor people. They're very disheveled. So those people are poor. They're not stronger. So imagine disheveled looking people, not condoning to the societal norms, and then employing illusions to defeat you, just to win you over, is very, very fearful and very scary. Going on to the ambience. So described in Shloka 18 and 19. Fierce winds, the sky becoming devoid of all the luminaries. Now in the Middle East, we don't get to see a lot of stars. We see moon, but not a lot of visible stars. In India, I have seen in different places, beautiful stars, very nice lit light in the sky. So you can imagine it's full of cloud. the ambience is also becoming very, very morose, very scary. When there's thunder and lightning, it can be scary for some people, right? We might enjoy it sometime, but if you keep hearing thunder, right, for a long time, you say, what's going on? Is it going to come and strike us where we're staying? So it is very scary. Now, lightning and thunder. Now, there is a second part saying raining pus, hair, blood, stool, urine, bones. It's a very, very, what do you say? The situation now has become very bad. When it is said that when a soul is transmigrating, right? So he has done in the material world, then he has done something. And when you go into this 28 kinds of hell, there is this place where you have this kind of description. The soul with the subtle body has to suffer in this kind of pool with hair, blood, stool, urine, and bones. So it's not like the soul, nothing can happen to the soul, but the effect is it's very profound, and it leaves a deep impression of fear. That's how we all have this fear. Sanatan Goswami had asked Lord Chaitanya that how, first of all, why am I suffering in this miserable world, right? In this tapatraya. One. Second, then, how can I get out of this? Please tell us the solution, the sadhya and the sadhana. So 4 questions he had asked. So Lord Chaitanya was teaching bhakti, yoga, devotional service to Sanatan Goswami for 2 months. So Lord said that the issue is because of the impressions of the previous, the word swabhava being used, the impression, the time immemorial impressions of the material existence has created fear in us and misconception. First is misconception that we are this body, upadhi, the misidentification. Second is fear that, oh my God, my life is going to end. Like in the COVID, we are all fearing, right? But our reason of fearing is different for a bunch of us. We don't want to, we want to utilize this body right now to do sadhana. That because after Bahunam Janmanam, after millions of birth, we have got now the chance to do bhakti. So we are fearing the end of that. So we are fearing the end of our devotional, the sadhana, the devotional service. So, but normally people fear for end of life because they still want to sense gratify, right? A person at an age of 80 or 90 would want to give up his body because neither his family members are, either friendly to him, or all his friends have died, passed away. There's no one to talk to. How can he sense gratify? Because all the material body has crippled. You cannot utilize the gross body. Then these people are ready to leave the body, right? But a person who's very young, in their 20s and 30s and 40s, and they have this aim in life, material life, what do? Right? They want to sense gratify. So ending the life during that time in this COVID situation, when we hear young people are dying, right? And right in the 20s, 30s, 40s, it is astounding for them, right? That the end of life. I did not even finish living the life, something like that. So that journey of life has become incomplete. So that is obviously an unfortunate situation. So here in this situation, they are talking about now the ambience, the sky, now the mountains discharging weapons, varied weapons. That's amazing. But there are personified mountains, and we know about the famous Govardhana mountain, Himgiri, Himalaya. There's Mandara mountain, Sumeru, also known as Meru mountain, right? These are personified mountains who can fly. The mountains who can fly, move around in different planetary, between different planetary positions or different planets. They can go and rest there. So even in the earthly planet system, where you have the 7 Varshas, 7 Dweepas, and in this Jumbo Dweepa, you have the 9 Varshas. The mountains used to go visit each other or go change their location. So it's amazing. You will read about that in Canto 5 of the great mountains and different Varshas, how important they are and how they are surrounding different Varshas. So So it is not surprising that they are discharging weapons, various weapons. So lastly, we come to this shloka, shloka 22, where we have now come that all these illusions and mysticisms employed by demon Hiranyaksha, Lord does one thing. So we, in mom's class, she had covered 3 weapons. You have the Gada, you have the Shankha, and then you have the Sudarshana Chakra. So now Lord, he ultimately employs his Sudarshana Chakra, right? His best friend comes out, and Sudarshana Chakra it's so fearsome to the non-devotees and so glorious to the devotees that the situation is amazing, is astounding to watch. So you do have onlookers, remember, like when Lord Brahma and all the devtas, they came egging on to Lord, please kill him, this demon is completely destroying our peace of mind. So here, Lord, in this shloka is described as Tripath, enjoyer of all sacrifices. And the purport, Lord has explained so beautifully that, we did in 17th chapter, we learned about different kinds of sacrifices being offered in terms of food, charity, sacrifice, austerity, right? When you're offering, what kind of people or what should be the state or what is the goal of such people in 3 material modes, right? In Satoguna, Rajoguna, and Tamoguna. Well, in this, 3 path is Bhoktaram Yagya Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Sruhudam Sarva Bhutanam. So, he's Sruhadam Sarvabhutanam. So, these 3 sacrifices, Bhoktaram Yagya Tapasam, right? So, for all the yagyas, sacrifices, he is the Lord, right? He is the destiny. He is the benefactor of all the sacrifices. So, who is mostly doing sacrifices? The Karma Yogis. They're doing sacrifices. Either they fall in the Karma Kandas or the Karma Yogis. But Karma Kandas, usually they offer sacrifices to the demigods, right? To that level. They wouldn't know about Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna so much. Or they wouldn't know that even if you're offering the sacrifice to the demigods, ultimately it goes to Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna. Right? Bhoktaram Yagya Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Right? Now, Lord Yagya, one is sacrifice, Bhoktaram Yagya for the Karma Yogis, Tapasam for the Jnana Yogis. Right? He is the object of worship for the yogis, Ashtanga yogis, for the yogis who are doing austerities, right? Penances. Then, Bhoktaram Yagya Tapasam Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. He is the Lord of all the planets and the demigods. So here what comes where Ashtanga yogis fall, right? So the the Karma yogis, Yagya, then Tapasam for the Jnana yogis, and then Sarvaloka Maheshwaram for it is Ashtanga yogis, right? So 2 quartets of the first line of the shloka. So the object of worship. So if he is Lord of the planets and if he is Lord of the demigods, who's that? That's in the form of Paramatma. So that is the Lord, the object of the Ashtanga yogis. So Bhaktaram Yagya Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram and Suhradam Sarvabhutanam. So here is the 4th kind of yogi. Those are the bhaktas, right? When Lord is the well-wisher, Suhradam, the well-wisher of all kinds of living entities. So that's where the bhakta steps in. We have the word called Pandita, who is Pandita Samadarshana, where they see all the living entities are as part and parcels of the Lord. And that can only be a bhakta. So here, Lord, in the shloka, Lord is covering everyone, right? So he says that I am to be known from the sacrifices. So why this 3 path is being used is because in this verse, the Lord, in translation, the personal enjoyer of all sacrifices. So beautiful. In the shloka it says, Prayungta Daitam Tripath, the enjoyer of all the sacrifices in this situation. So I will end the class here. If there are any questions, please put it in the forum now. Otherwise, we'll go to the next session for Krishna book reading by Gopi. Hare Krishna.